Alright, hey guys, it's me again, and today we're going to talk about the best way to farm Steel Essence. But TLDR is don't farm Steel Essence until they buff the chances, and I'll explain in detail why this needs to happen a little later in the video. Now the ideal game mode to do this in is Survival, and our node of choice is Gabby on Ceres. We're not doing Disruption because there's a 5-minute timeout after not putting a new key in, and there's like a 3% chance of getting an Xmas wave modifier anyways. And originally I thought that Rescue would be good because Warden XMI have a very high chance to spawn, but it's not as efficient as it sounds. And Defense isn't the play either because there aren't as many spawns, and you have to defend something, and Defense becomes uncompletable after wave 560 due to the game trying to spawn enemies above the level cap, but obviously that's impossible, so nothing just spawns. So Survival is our game mode of choice, ideally against the Infested since they move faster and have more spawns than any other faction, and also Dark Sector missions have an increased resource drop rate. Now I have no idea if this actually affects Steel Essence or not, but Gabby on Ceres shares the highest rate of 35% while also being fairly low level. Now just in case that doesn't affect Steel Essence, there are Infested Survivals that you can reach much earlier on in the star chart. You can do this solo or in a group and actually get similar results. For solo, I was running this core build and a Zaw stat stick with a ribbon on it, and Chesakubro to be a pocket Necros and desecrate the enemies because I know that Chesa stacks with other loot frames except for Necros. So I was aiming for consistency over burst effectiveness with Smita, and the team comps I ran were Korra, Speed Nova, Necros, and Protea for energy due to the high amount of energy leeches, and running out of energy as Korra means that your entire party can die since all the mobs can one-shot you when your shields are down. I also experimented with replacing Speed Nova with Hydroid, and even though Hydroid and Korra don't stack together, that's actually the team comp I'd recommend, as I noticed that I'd got double the amount of kills compared to the Speed Nova runs, and Korra can pick up enemies that Hydroid misses with his Tentacle Swarm since it doesn't cover that large of an area anyways. And with the Hydroid run, we end up getting the same amount of Steel Essence in a shorter amount of time. Now with this farm, you can expect about 20 Steel Essence per hour without boosters or Smita, though per hour probably isn't the best term to use due to the way the spawns work, as Xmas units don't spawn until like 10-ish minutes, and their spawn rate doesn't start to ramp up until 30 minutes in, and their spawn rate caps out at 1 hour in. So the farm doesn't really start until 30 minutes in and doesn't reach peak effectiveness until an hour in. Even when this farm was at its worst, giving me 12 solo and 14 in a group at the 1 hour mark, but at the 80-minute mark, our Steel Essence almost doubled to 19 solo and 18 in the group at the 68-minute mark because someone actually needed to leave early. And keep in mind, I didn't use boosters or Smita in any of my runs. So in other words, you need to do endurance runs in order to get a decent amount of it, but now that there's more and more people doing endurance runs, more and more people are learning, oh yeah, DE hates it when you do endurance runs, and you're probably going to get trade banned for 2 weeks for getting too many rewards. Even after they released a fix to the anti-cheat, people are still getting trade banned left and right, which is a huge indicator that Steel Essence is not dropping enough. Personally, I've yet to get trade banned, but rule of thumb for not getting trade banned is get 20 and get out. The absolute limit being 36. Reason being is you get 36 guaranteed for beating the harder star chart, and going above that would probably seem suspicious to the anti-cheat. Even in my longest run of 2 hours, which was botched due to cooperation issues, I got 35 Steel Essence and wasn't trade banned. Now I have a few solutions to fix Steel Essence drops. Either DE needs to increase the drop chance back to the original 5% instead of 2%, make it so that Xmas units can spawn right away and their spawn rates start to ramp up at the 5-minute mark, which will also increase the difficulty of Steel Path by a little bit, or DE needs to buff the amount given from slaying Eidolons to a minimum of 4 but a recommended amount of 5, because only 1 from each of the harder Eidolons is insulting, and the best case scenario where you're just spamming the terror list is about 16 per night, so it's slightly worse than Survival. That's really not great, and there isn't a real good reason to even care about the harder Eidolons either. But anyway guys, don't do this until something is done about Steel Essence or you risk being trade banned. I honestly wouldn't have made this video if you guys didn't ask me a bunch, and I was really hoping you guys didn't care because it's only cosmetics for the most part, but that's the only reason I even did the testing for this video. So sorry it took me so long. It was kind of exhausting to do all those runs. But anyway guys, that's all for me. I want to thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.